Welcome! Today we're making a delicious chicken pulav with fried potatoes. Let's see what we need to get started. I have here about 2.5 cups of a long grain variety of basmati rice that I'm washed well and I'm soaking. You can soak up 30 minutes. I have about 3 cups of homemade chicken stock. Now for my chicken, I have white meat chicken that I've cubed into rather large pieces, and I've marinated it overnight in a cup of sour yogurt, a teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, some salt, turmeric and chili powder. This renders the chicken really juicy and flavorful. 2 small red potatoes that I've chopped into large pieces. We'll be frying this separately. Now for my pulav, I have here 1 medium-sized red onion sliced, 1 medium tomato chopped large, the juice of 1 lemon, some ghee, about 2 to 3 tablespoons, 1 tablespoon of ginger garlic paste, and a teaspoon each of turmeric powder, chili powder, and jeera or cumin seeds. Here I have some whole spices or whole garam masala, cardamom, cloves, star anise, and a cinnamon stick with a bay leaf. I also have some cashew nuts that we'll be frying in ghee for garnishing, and a bunch of cilantro. So let's get started by frying our potatoes and starting to saute our onions. So let's start by working on our pulav masala. I have a pan with 2 to 3 tablespoons that I've heated. I'm adding the whole spices and the jeera or the cumin seeds. Saute it for about 30 seconds on low flame. You don't want it to burn. To this we add our sliced onions. I'm going to saute this for 3 to 4 minutes till the onions are nicely browned. You can add a little salt, which brings out the water in the onions, and it helps saute the onions fast. As my onions are sauteing on this stove, I have another pan with a little oil that's heated. I'm going to start frying my potatoes. Add a little turmeric and some chili powder with a little salt. Slow fry your potatoes till it's fully cooked and it has a nice brown crust. Potatoes are browning really nicely. I'm continuing to cook them on low flame. While in the next pan my onions have browned, I'm going to set some aside for garnishing. And to the rest, I'm adding the bay leaf, ginger garlic paste, saute it for a few seconds, so it begins to cook before I add turmeric and the rest of the chili powder. Also, I'm adding the chopped tomatoes. I'm going to cook this down really well till the tomatoes are nicely mashed and my potatoes are almost done. I'm going to continue browning it a little while more because I want it to be brown on all sides so it looks very pretty. Right here my tomatoes have cooked. They've cooked down. I'm going to add chopped cilantro, stalks and everything. And on medium heat, just give it a good stir. Add a little bit of the ghee. And now I'm going to add my marinating chicken. We'll be using an Instapot. to cook the pulav. So I'm not going to cook my chicken down completely. I'm just going to coat it really well. A little lemon juice. I'm going to half cook my chicken. Taste the salt at this point before you add the chicken. I'll half cook the chicken and then add the rice. Chicken is almost cooked. Because it's white meat, it cooks really fast. At this point, I'm going to add the soaked rice. And give it a good stir. You want to make sure that after you add the water, the salt is just sufficient. Give it a good stir. So all of the masala coats the rice really well. Okay. Now we're going to add all of this into our cooker with some chicken stock. So I'm going to now start cooking my rice. I'm adding it to my Instapot. You can also use a regular rice cooker. To the rice, I'm adding the remainder of the lemon juice and 3 cups of homemade chicken stock along with a cup of water. That's about 4 cups of liquid because I've already soaked my rice. Give it a good stir, check for salt, cover and cook. Close your Instapot, change it to sealing and start your rice. The pulav is now cooked and cooled down and ready to be served. Just gently fluffed up. You want to let it dry out a little bit. Separate the rice as you serve it. Garnish it with some cashew nuts roasted in ghee, some of the fried onions, and of course our crunchy fried potatoes garnish. I also have some chopped cilantro. So enjoy your delicious chicken pulav with crispy fried potatoes.